everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 90-day rule. So we had a comment. Your comment made us think about this topic here, and I think we've mentioned this before in other videos, but not in detail. But you talked about the 60-day rule. 90-day rule. I think he said 60-day rule needs to change, or I think that's what you were alluding to. I'm not sure. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I just kind of want to talk about that because there's people who say that we need to not care about this 60-day, 90-day rule when it comes to having sex, right? That's what it is. Like jumping the gun too fast, right? In relationships and stuff. And I just, I don't think that that's a thing. I think that there's nothing wrong with that rule. Now, this started from Steve Harvey, right? And I didn't really read that. I heard like excerpts of the book, but I didn't really read that book.
How to Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
Act Like a Lady.
Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. That's what it's called,
Act Like
right?
a Lady, Think Like
Okay, I didn't really read it. Kara didn't really. She liked it.
I read both books.
Yeah, and it was informative. But what's interesting when you were telling me is that Steve wasn't really, he was saying, I'm not really going to tell you something you guys don't already know. You guys already know the majority of the things I'm saying. I'm just trying to reinforce it to you. Right. And the original idea what was the original idea for this?
So
rule?
he was,
I don't even know.
What he was saying was he never said you had to wait 90 days to have sex. What he was trying to do was to explain standards to women when it comes to men. So what he used was, he used an example, when he used to work for the Ford Motor Company before he was a comedian. He worked for the Ford Motor Company, and they wouldn't give him benefits, and you had to prove yourself to get benefits. So there was a 90-day what do you call it?
Probationary period.
A 90-day probationary period before they gave you any before they gave you benefits. And he was trying to say, he was trying to say, so why is that when you guys, he said, why is it that you guys, he said Ford Motor Company knows that because they want to get the best employees. That's why they, do that. Why is it that you guys give your stuff out? The most, this is the most special. Yeah. It's not special. The most special gift you have, you give it out in one day because someone took you out to dinner.
Okay, well that makes more sense to me. I didn't really understand what that.
So he wasn't saying you have to wait 90 days. He was saying that it needs to be your decision whether you want to have sex, and do not let some man come into your life, and make you think that it's stupid for you to wait because you're just not ready. Okay, so I hear that explanation. So I didn't really know what it exactly was. Okay, so that makes sense to me. I think I like his comparison on that. If that's what he said. I do like the comparison on that, but I feel like it doesn't mean. Okay, here's a problem. There are some, I'm gonna say some men a lot in this. There are some men, there's a lot of men who want women to just throw that idea out the window, have sex with whoever you want, whenever you want, however, and forget about all these rules and, if you're grown, you're grown. They always use these excuses. You're grown, you can have sex with whatever you want to, with whoever you want to. But I feel like, don't throw everything out the window, ladies. Right. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're up here talking. We like to empower women. You know what I mean? And what we've learned in life, I feel like we should just pay it forward sometimes. And sometimes suspending all, boundaries. You know what I mean? All boundaries, just suspending it all. Right? Because a guy just wants you to. Right? It just, to me, I feel like it's probably the most reckless thing you can do. Because what happens with women is that we are so emotional. Right, so when we get into not even a relationship, when we get to start liking somebody, and I don't know, I'm saying at this age, I don't know if you feel pressure, but guys want to, men, they want to have sex. It is what it is. Women do, but I feel like when you get to that point where you feel like I don't really want to do it yet, but I feel like he's probably gonna find somebody else, and I'm gonna do it for that reason. It's like, no. Don't suspend all logic, y'all. Look, if you want to hop in the sack in the day, then that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that's not, depending on your mindset. I'm not saying that's wrong, but just saying that you're not going to at least give it some time is not a bad idea. You should give it some time to think about it, because you don't want to get so lost in your feelings and then sleep with somebody too soon and just later on start scratching your head like, oh man,
Yeah.
you know, why?
Because you can misread. See, a lot of times when women really like a man, sometimes you can misread how they feel because they paid for dinner,
right?
And they're treating you nice on the date,
Especially they're bringing it up,
right? And if you sleep with them thinking that they feel the same way, you guys haven't even had a conversation about that,
right?
Then what if he doesn't have that feeling, and then you just lay down with him? Because for women, a lot of women, sex is emotional when we like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I've had a one-night stand.
Yeah, me too.
And it was fine. I didn't want him. Except for that.
Right,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? So it wasn't like I'm sitting by the phone, or I wouldn't do that anyway, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like I would have cared. I wasn't looking for anything like that. Now, on the other hand, sex is a big deal.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I think sometimes in the climate that we're in right now, that we just kind of think sex is just anything.
It's like a handshake.
Forget about rules. Let's just all have sex and we don't even really know each other. You can get diseases. You can get pregnant. You can get anything. Then you get pregnant by a woman that you don't even like.
Yeah, which happens.
You understand? And I see a lot of men get mad at child support. And this is how this happens a lot of times.
Yeah.
A lot of men who can't wait to get in bed with some girl, and they do it, and then she drags you to court. Yeah. Because now you have a child with her and you didn't really like her.
Right.
You let your hormones speak for you.
Yeah.
And the same thing with women. You get in bed with a man, have a baby, he's bounced.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I now have this kid and I have this, you know what I mean? Or I have to go have an abortion. Who wants to do that? You know what I mean? Nobody really wants to have an abortion. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or you can get a disease. You could die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Frivolous. It's okay to get to know people, and I think that's a thing that's slowly leaving us these days. Is our feelings to connect.
Yeah, just getting to
just
know
jumping
someone.
in bed. And to me, look, when you're over a certain age, you need to have some discipline here. Yeah, I'm talking about women too. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're not little young 21-year-olds with overactive hormones. We know how we've all been there and done that by now. So you don't act like you never had sex before. Right. Okay, it's just like grow up. If you, you know what I mean? If you want, I'm not someone who, if I like you, you're never, I'm not going to just have sex with you. I mean, it's not worth, look, I don't care where you take me on a date. Because you don't want, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a date. Okay. Believe me. I feel like my body is worth more than what you're spending. Yeah. Right. However much you're spending.
Well, that's another part of it, though, is that a lot of men the problem that men are having with this particular rules understanding is that, they're spending all this money on these dates, and, there needs to be I
didn't ask you to. I didn't. So if you're going to spend money on your date, then that was your choice. And you know what I mean? It's just like, if you want to have sex with a guy, understand what comes with that. He might not like you later.
Yeah, he might not, because men have sex differently than women. Men are the same. And
like you said. Like you said, you said that it doesn't mean he might say it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna, it doesn't mean I'm gonna drop you.
Sometimes it's a game.
But that's a gamble.
Yeah.
And if that's a gamble you want to play with that specific man, then play it. Yeah. But if you don't feel that way, don't let some person talk you into something that you didn't really want to do because you were fear of losing out on something. Yeah. I don't think that we lose out on anything. I think that who we're supposed to be with, you will naturally know. Yeah. Through energy. But that's just me.
Because some women have sex with men because they don't want the man to lose interest.
Right. Because I have no problem with men leaving me.
Oh, no, it doesn't make
look, I'm 44 years old. You can go.
But especially when it comes to stuff like sex. Because I'm just like, oh.
Right. Whatever.
I mean, like, come on now. I'm 43. I'm 43 years old. Right. Like, we've played this game before, but I don't care about that. If you have a problem with me not having sex with you, and we've been seeing each other for a while, that's your problem, not mine.
And you're past puberty.
Right.
That's problem.
That's your problem, not necessarily mine. I'm good. If you're not, then you should move on. I encourage you to keep moving on, but don't, like, I feel like there are men who say that it's not this 60-day, 90-day rule. It's stupid, and it's just not doing anything for anybody. It's just dumb, and Steve Harvey should have never said anything. And I'm like, I think Steve he even said before, like, I knew the guys were gonna have a problem with me making this book because he's basically telling us his guy code, right? He's kind of telling some stuff. But honestly, we knew this stuff anyways. We just weren't doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just weren't.
Men just think differently than women do.
They do.
That's just what it is. We just think differently. This is I told you. This is the reason why I don't really like women's lit, because they're trying to say that we're equal and we aren't equal.
Yeah.
Men and women are very different. Not only physically are we different, but we're mentally different. We're emotionally different. We all want to be happy together, but in different ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this whole notion that we're the same is always what sort of, I think, what kind of repels, because you don't want to be the exact same.
Yeah, no, that's what
you know what I mean. The reason why I think it works is because we are different. Yeah. What we don't have, we can bring together and make whole.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like men, and that's the reason why it works. Yeah, even in gay relationships, most gay people, their energy is different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're not the same just because they're the same sex. Yeah. They are inherently different, right? And personality, right? Because you have to bring something to the table that's different. Otherwise, why are we seeing each other? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if a woman needs to wait, then that is her business. If you don't want to wait, then you have the right to leave. Yeah. But don't tell a woman that she needs to.
Like it's stupid to be waiting.
Oh, you need to wait. I can leave you on the fourth. I can leave you on the fourth month as much long as you. Okay. Well, then let's see that then. Yeah. Let's test that out.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you also it's what he was saying too, and what most people say. It wasn't the day. He wasn't saying.
Have a calendar.
No, he was saying
and I think some women were actually doing that though, when they were having literally having a calendar and first day, exit out. Yeah. Day 59,
the whole point is to not tell him anything.
Yeah, don't.
And you know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit on a first date and talk sexual with a guy I just met.
Right.
I don't care what you're spending on me on a date. I'm not a hooker.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want a relationship like that, then you go get a hooker. Hookers take dates and then they have sex with you. That's their job. Their job is not to discriminate to you.
I think most women can say, I think most women can admit that there are times in your life, because I have had times in my life where I have regretted something. Like I've jumped the gun a little too fast and I regretted it a little bit later. But then I realized that, well, because I suspended all logic and just went against something that I knew I shouldn't be doing, you know what I mean? And then I regretted it later. It's like, I think that we can all say that at some point in our lives, we've had a regretful moment when it comes to men and sex. But,
that's my fault.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
Insecure.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
So don't mess yourself up. Don't play yourself, ladies.
Like, the thing is, my point is that you as a man, you don't have the right to tell me what to do with my body. I can do what I want to do with my body. If I want to have sex with you, then I will do it. But if I don't want to, I can choose that. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like there are women out there that don't care.
True.
And all day long I hear men talking about women being hoes and bitches, and then as soon as a woman makes you wait, then she's stuck up, snobby, and she's taking too long. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we can't win. We never can win. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we're loose with it, then all day long, bitches be like, hoes be like, you know what I mean? These women are, you don't even need hookers no more. These women are just easy to get in bed with. But then the instant a woman comes up to you and says, no, I don't want to right now. Sorry. You know what I mean? Then she's stuck up. She thinks she's too good. Yeah. She thinks she's better. She's waiting too long. She's playing games. It's just like, what do you want? You know what I mean? So I don't care what you want. So that's where I start to feel out. I don't really care what you want. I'm caring about my own self right now because we're not in a relationship. So I can say how I want to be treated. Right. Or you can leave and I can leave. Yeah. That's the more grown-up way of doing things. But to tell someone that they need to retire a certain amount of to retire like a thing that women do, like where if they want to wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, that's not really up to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not really up to you. That's really up to her. The only thing that's up to you is if you want to stay. Right. If you want an easier woman, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not that she needs to change. Yeah. It's that if you're not, then she's not for you.
She's not for you.
She's going to make you wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you don't want to wait, then you need an easier type of woman. Yeah. A woman's going to get in bed with you and be what kind of freak you want her to be, then that's fine. There are women who are like that.
There are,
You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. There are women that are like that. But if you're interested in a woman and then all of a sudden she just wants you to wait because she wants to get to know you.
There's really nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I think that's what sometimes women, when I talk to women, that a lot of them are like sometimes low self-esteem women. Where like, we've been seeing each other for, 2 weeks and, I could tell he's kind of wanting sex and stuff like that now. I said he wanted sex on the first date. Every man wants sex
Yeah.
It's just every man wants that. Right? So what's the problem? And they're like, well, because now I feel weird because I want him to leave, or to not be interested. Because as I said, well, you know what? If he's interested, really, really interested in you, then he's not going to care, and he will honor your waiting period, whatever that is. Now, if he feels like, like I'm not, look, I gotta have sex. I gotta do this. If he feels like that and he can't control himself, or he has no self-discipline in that, then you gotta let that one go.
I mean, most women, unless they're virgins, aren't they gonna wait 6 months to have sex? You know what I mean? I mean, my last relationship, I waited 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he waited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He waited.
Supposed to, though.
Didn't mean that he didn't want to have sex. I mean, when we actually finally got to it. But I'm just saying that...
Mature men, though, are different. Mature men have a certain amount of discipline. All men want sex.
Right.
Okay, so I think we can all, men and women, agree on that. But I think that there's a maturity level with men that are willing to honor your waiting period.
Right.
Like, whatever that is, they're willing to honor that. But if they start getting antsy and, it's been going on 6 months and we still ain't done nothing, well, then in decision time, huh?
Right.
Then maybe you should leave if you don't feel, bye.
Right.
That's rude. I feel like that's rude.
What I'm saying? Like, who wants to, you got to get to know people. And by that, I mean, you want to know their story. Yeah. You want to know where they've been. Right. You know what I mean? It's not.
That's the part we're missing, though, right?
I'm saying we got to know where you've been. Anymore. I don't want to, when I connect with someone, also, I believe that when you have sex with people beyond the diseases and stuff like that, you exchange energy. You do. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be exchanging energy with dates.
Yeah, it's too much.
All these different men that, what I mean? You, at some point, you're gonna have to say, I just want to get to know you. Yeah. You know what I mean? If man doesn't like that, he really like you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. You know what I mean? If he really likes you, there's not much that you're gonna do to make him run.
And I'm dating now.
And believe me, I've dated men that really, really liked me, and there wasn't much I could do to get. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I was completely honest. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they stayed around. You know what I mean? And that's because they really liked me. But the truth is like I don't get pressured. Yeah. And if you start to pressure me, I will just leave.
Well, if you start to see that, I don't like. If you start to pressure me, you start to look different to me. Yeah. Physically, like you literally start to look unattractive to me. Because I feel like you're what's the word, thirsty.
I've heard this before.
Oh no, he just gave me. He's gave me an idea.
I've heard this before. These men who think that it's 2020, let's just all get down.
Yeah, we're all grown. These are excuses. We're all grown.
I don't want to pass energy with every man I date. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't even give out my phone number that much. Yeah. So why am I going to give you my body?
I feel like I'm at a time in my life now, though, where I'm dating with a purpose and not dating just to be going on dates and getting free dinners and stuff like that. So I'm dating literally with a purpose. Right. So I'm very mindful. I've abstained for years now. It's like to be real, we're pretty transparent people, so I don't really, I don't feel any way about this, but I've abstained from sex for a long time now on purpose because it's at a point in your life where you have to just sit back and get to that point where you can meet someone on a mind level. Like I understand, like I'm a sexual person. Like I would consider myself to be I like sex. That's not a problem. I mean, that's not the problem. I do enjoy it. Yeah. But it is not one of those things where it's at the top of my list. Oh my God, I gotta have it. It's not the top of the list right now. Really. The top of the list is when I do have sex again, it's gonna be with someone that I truly am into. Yeah. And I want to be with for the rest of my life.
The mind changes. I've said before here, I had a friends with benefits many years ago. Back in my late 20s, I had a friends with benefits guy. Right. And that's not me anymore. We change, we get older, we don't really want something more meaningful. And I'm just not interested in just being anymore with you sexually. First of all, you don't need you to have sex anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Let's just keep it real. You don't need that. And every man who wants to talk about how big their penis is and how, it's whatever. Many men are heavy. I don't know why men lead with that. Like when men even like to talk about sex like that. I mean, many men are good in bed. So you got to come with something more than that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, true. I'm not saying that I don't want good sex. What I'm saying is that a lot of men are good in bed. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Especially when you're in your 40s and stuff. But at this point, you've had sex a lot. Yeah. So you should be good in bed. at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to come to me with more than this. You know, I don't lead with my, you know, my sex organs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like I'm trying to get to know who you are. And
I'm looking for a life partner. I'm not
right.
looking for frivolous silliness.
Sex will come, and then we'll have sex all the time.
This is a whole nother.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on a different level with that.
Once you have sex, once you have sex with a person, then you have sex all the time. So it is, to me, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Eventually, we're gonna get there.
Right.
And then we won't stop.
Right. Everything is so rushed now.
Even in 1 week.
You know, you
have
have to
know people.
When you go out with people, you gotta, man, everything has to be happening so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, just. There's some parts of a long time ago that we probably shouldn't have let go of, like getting to know someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that needs to be a thing again, and we missed that. And I will say that I have been in positions where I have not really even gotten to know somebody on a real level. You know, I know them, but not on a real level. And it's like I'm like that wasn't even. I have nothing to show for it. That person not even there anymore. It wasn't even.
You know, and it's like
I want to have meaningful. You know, relationship with somebody, and then in that you will get all the rest. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be just it's time 90 days. You know, it's been 3 months. We still haven't done anything.
Well, my last relationship was more than that. It was longer than 90 days.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so my point in saying that is that it is just up to her.
Yeah.
If she wants to have sex with you the first week, the first day, 90 days, even a year. If she's a virgin, she doesn't want to have sex with you in marriage. That's her choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're ready and everything and you just don't want to wait, well, there are a lot of women out there, believe me, that are, I mean, we work in a hotel. We see these women all the time. There's women that walk in and out of this hotel all day with men that they just met.
All day.
And then when they come out of those rooms, they're all stuck on their cell phones, not even looking at each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if you're looking for a woman who's doesn't care, that if a woman doesn't care about the 90-day thing and you're annoyed with somebody, now if you're the woman you are interested in, here's the problem that happens though, is that sometimes men are interested in a certain woman and they finally see something in her. They're like, oh man, this might be the one. She could totally be the one, right? And then with usually those types of women where you start feeling she's the one type woman, she's gonna challenge you a little bit in a different way, and it's a good thing. Challenge is always good, so it's a good thing. But she normally will make you wait. She's not gonna just hop right into bed with you, right? And that starts to annoy the hell out of you.
I mean, Muhammad Ali once said that men don't respect anything they don't have to work for.
It's true.
So if they get a free pair of shoes, they don't respect as much as shoes they had to work for.
Yeah.
They don't. You know, if they get a free Cadillac, they won't care about it as much as if they had to work for that Cadillac. He said so. The same with women. Yeah. He said if they feel like they can get you in a day, they really and don't care how pretty you are.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. You know, he actually had affairs. On his wives. Right. You know what I mean? So he's just say that if I can get you in a day.
Do it.
No matter how gorgeous you are, there's a part of me that feels like you would probably do this with any man, that shows you attention. And he said, and therefore you become, you don't become ugly. You just be, you don't have anything that I feel valuable.
Well, because I never, when men say, when a woman sleeps, I know there's some men, I have men friends that I've had these conversations with before, like when a woman sleeps with you on the first date, like, we know that we normally know that's not going to be the woman we're going to be with. We
kind of know that.
Even if she's a nice person, a pillar of the community, if she did that too soon, then we are kind of judging this.
Now, she kisses you, she might. Sometimes kissing can be a little bit more intimate in a way. Because that means she kind of likes you.
You're right.
Because there are sometimes you go on a date and you don't even want to kiss them. Like, okay, well, see you later.
Right. But so sometimes men do use their judgment on that, where they're like, so a man is will make a judgment on you, and I think it's kind of better judgment, honestly. If you're a woman sleeping around, on the first date, they kind of have to use their better judgment if they want to be with you. They kind of feel like, does she do this all the time? Doesn't mean that she does. I'm just saying they use their judgment on that and they follow accordingly, right? And there's nothing wrong with that to me. There's to me, there's nothing wrong with a woman using her better judgment when a man is getting antsy about her waiting too long. Yeah. Like, I use my judgment on men like that. If a man is I don't say pressuring me to have sex, but is always being over sexual to get me to have sex with him, when he knows that I'm not doing that yet. That's not, we're not going there yet. That's not happening. Right. And you're still constantly trying to pressure that point, then I'm using my better judgment and I'm walking away from that. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, so I have to judge you now. Is this what you do? Yeah. This is just what you do. We go on dates with women, and then a couple of weeks, a month or two down the line, nothing's happening in the bed, and then all of a sudden, the pressure happens. My judgment says goodbye. That's what my judgment says.
But I tell women all the time, be happy single.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't happy with yourself single, you will fall prey to whatever a man tells you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, look, I love it when a man tells me that I'm pretty. I like it when a man, compliments my looks, and because I took time on it for you.
Right.
So I'm glad that they do it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But I already know that. You know what I mean? So I don't need to go. I don't need for you to what's the word? I don't need you to validate me as a woman. No woman should need a man.
You should already know your beautiful
worth and your
being.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only just your outer looks, but your inner looks, your feelings, how confident you are. You should never need a man to sort of confirm that for you, because if you do need that, you will fall for men who will kind of make you feel that.
Like you're the chosen one.
Right.
You're the
and
one.
And all he has to do is buy you a drink.
Yeah. If all you needed was a compliment to get your clothes off.
That's it.
That's not,
what I mean?
That you're dealing with some real low self-esteem.
Right.
There's something going on with you that's not it.
Because like he said, he is right about this. That men don't always need to have sex either. They do, but they don't need it. They don't need it to the detriment of not being in love.
Yeah.
They do want to be in love too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like sometimes men turn women down.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that. You know what I mean? I've seen men, and I don't want to, she's kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was going to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can turn men off too, like that.
But
Steve Harvey got some shit about this, mostly because he's been divorced he's been married 3 times. And so a lot of people are like, oh, here's women taking advice from a man who's been divorced. But I do take advice from him because he's made mistakes. Yeah. And we all have. And so
I usually take advice from people who make mistakes.
An older man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so he's been through life a lot longer than most of the people who are reading that book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he made some good points that most women already did know. But he was just trying to reaffirm that, listen, guys, you have got to have more awareness and self-esteem within yourself. Yeah. Your body is really more important than any date or anything a man can buy you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So don't get lost in your feelings and your low self-esteem, and you just go off and think that you're like in some kind of race to get this man because some other woman might get him. You understand?
It's funny because to this day, how long has that book been out? To this day, people are still talking about giving Steve Harvey crap for that book.
I think that it's okay to take advice from people who have made mistakes, because we all have.
Well, I only take advice from people who made mistakes and recovered from it. I don't take advice from people who have never made a mistake or don't want to admit they've never made a mistake or literally haven't made the type of mistake that I'm going through and came out. I like to talk, listen to people who actually have been through something, and then whether it be Steve Harvey or someone down the street or my next door neighbor or whoever.
Joel Osteen.
It doesn't matter.
100%. He's never been divorced.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So there's things. There's some advice you take that it's really okay. But then also you have to remember. This is another part of it. When some of you men out there that are telling people not to listen to the Steve Harvey thing. I'm just using Steve Harvey because his book made such a. It just kind of went all over the world, and it just stuck to this day. Has stuck. But the men out there are saying, "Stop listening to this man. Stop listening to him." Blah, blah. Y'all have to remember sometimes that there are women out here who had no male figure in their life, who were not brought up with any positive, strong male figures in their life. And if a woman is finding herself in her late 20s, 30s, 40s, and is still making the same mistakes with men over and over again, and she come across in this case, a book where it's explaining why you may be failing at something or why men are treating you this way. It's kind of like a little modified replacement of a male figure. Yeah. For the time being. It doesn't mean that we're like, oh, Steve Harvey, just singing his praises and worshiping Steve Harvey. It's not about that. It's that when you've never had a positive male figure in your life and you don't know what you're going through life through trial and error when it comes to men, which is what I think we did. We weren't raised with a father. So we went through life just learning about men through trial and error. And if you have a tool in the form of a book that's helping women understand to have self-esteem and don't let people double talk you into thinking something. I mean, have some esteem, and then you will see how you're supposed to be treated. Yeah. It's okay for women to take that advice if you never even heard of that advice. Right. I have friends who have been raised with strong fathers, and they got those lessons early. They have made mistakes too in their life with men, but it's quick and it's over fast. But women like, I would say like me, who have made mistakes with men before, it wasn't quick and over fast. It went on for years and years and years because I just didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. So the point where you said stop and just learn.
And Steve Harvey's not the first person to
He's not.
He's not the first person to write a book. But he is one of the first black men.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of black women, because he only wrote this book because he has a radio show where he calls it Strawberry Letters. It's a segment, and people can call, and about 90% of the people that call are women talking about men. So his co-host is also a woman, and then he also had twin daughters. Yeah. And he said, and I realized that how many women, black women in particular, don't have a clue sometimes about how they show up
that was
on
me.
dates.
Yeah. I do like to hear the opinions of men.
I do.
Level-headed men. Let's just make sure that we're, because,
Right.
Okay, but even men who are players, like I
can learn from them.
You can learn from that too. Even I know men who are like players. I know they're not interested in me, but I'm just saying that they're players. And sometimes here and there, because they're friends, we're not in dating and like that. They kind of just speak kind of openly, and so you can see the insight of what a player's mind looks like and how they get. I'm like, I had asked a friend before, like, how are you getting all these women? How's this happening? Like that, and then they explain how it works, and I'm all ears. Because I stay far away. I told a guy before in New York, I was like, oh, I'm going to stay far away from men like you. He said, you should. Yeah. He's women like you should stay far away from men like you.
I've talked to men who are players, and they will
you learn something.
They tell you all the time, like, how they get women and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I guess I can see your point.
Yeah. How you got it,
It's easy.
Seems pretty easy.
They're really easy. Especially a lot these days, because most women are so quick to jump in bed with you, or so quick to give validation. Women ask you out. Yeah. He was just like, it's really easy. This is a lot more easier than it ever was these days. He's just like, some women are so sick of being single, they'll ask you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just like, pay for dates and stuff like that. And he's like, he's like, look, it's easy to get in bed with those women sometimes, because, they feel like, when you get to talking to them, they just want someone to listen to them and to care. He said a lot of players. He said, what is that one guy? He said, what a lot of being a player is really just shutting up and letting them talk.
Yeah, I mean, like I know when I want to sleep with somebody. All right, and if it doesn't happen in the time frame in which you think it's going to happen, that's your problem.
Not compatible.
That would not be mine.
Right.
And you can find many women out there who are willing to jump right into bed with you the moment they meet you, or within a week or two, and you will get exactly what you want. Yeah. All right. But normally what will happen is they're not necessarily interested in that woman.
Right.
So if you're a man who's looking for a wife or a long relationship, a real standing relationship, with substance to it. Not a man who's just dating for kicks.
Right.
I'm talking about a man who's looking for substance in a woman. I suggest that you pay attention to her time frame.
Yeah.
Okay? So if she's saying that she wants to wait, you probably should give it a go. Try that out. You know what I mean? Because she's probably the one.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like there was a part of that same book where he was saying about that men usually calculate the cost of a woman when he gets to meet her, and by that he means like
that's bold of him to write that.
Right. It was.
That's very bold of him to write that.
He was like, we kind of try to figure out the cost of a woman, and by that way I don't mean like buying them things.
What do you mean cost of a woman?
But by the way that what we think it's going to take to be with you. So as far as waiting, so like if you're like, say you meet a girl at a bar or something, if you feel like she's gonna want more, then we walk away from that. You know what I'm saying? So the cost of spending too much time.
Oh, you may not spend too much money on a woman who's right. I see what you're saying.
So if we're in the place where we're looking for a woman, we might be able to afford that. But I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about time.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's trying to say it depends on where a man is in his life, where he can differentiate the cost of what it's going to be with you as a woman. Yeah. So he's just like, if the man if he's going to a bar and he's just trying to go to a hotel and you are a woman with standards, you cost too much.
Yeah.
For him, that's what he means.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I see what you mean. And he was just like, he's like, if I just want a woman to sleep with tonight, and I go there and I can see just by not even by the way you are, or just your the way you hold yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, she's gonna want more.
Yeah.
She's gonna want more time. She's gonna want more of that, and that's not what I'm looking for tonight. So he'll usually just walk away.
Yeah.
And he was just like, but if a woman, you know, comes off as a little like, if I can buy you a drink and you're telling me your life story,
right?
He's just like, he's like that was a low, that didn't cost very much. That's gonna be quick. Yeah. We're in the grown-ups club over here.
Yeah.
That's puberty club.
That's little boy.
Yeah. I'm looking for men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not looking for some adolescent little boy that's in his 40s trying to tell me that I need to adjust my sexual radar so that he can get laid. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, no. You don't know I make the decisions here.
Right.
We're not married. You're not my boyfriend. Yeah. You're nothing to me. We're a date. You know what I mean? And you haven't done anything but buy me dinner.
And by the way, I'm nothing to you either right now either.
I'm nothing to you either. Right. Yeah. So that's saying we have just really met.
Right. So I don't know. I just thought that was a good topic. I just thought that was interesting to even talk about. So tell us what you guys think about this. Comment below whether you agree or disagree with us. Let's let us know. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you get a chance. Hit the bell so you get our notifications of all our future videos coming up. And share. Please share. And that's it. Everybody have a good day. See you later. Bye.